Hello ladies and gentlemen, An Idiot Imports is sponsored by PlayAsia, who most likely supplied this game to me unless I specifically mentioned that they didn't. You can follow the affiliate link in the description to buy this game from PlayAsia to support me and my channel, and you can use the coupon code BLUEVITA to save $3 off your order. Thanks for your support, enjoy the show. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out Neo Atlas 1469. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've actually really been looking forward to playing this one. Like, as soon as I heard the mere concept, it got my brain just rolling. I don't even know what that means. But it is just such an interesting idea about being the head of a company who's literally exploring the world, creating the world map, and being able to do all sorts of crazy shit like fight monsters and create trade routes and just stuff like that. And after having played it, I'm disappointed in one big sense that stops me from playing the game entirely, but we'll get on to that. To be perfectly honest with you, I've only put about an hour and a half into this. I don't really think I need any more. I went and looked through the manual and it did detail a couple of mechanics I haven't seen yet, but we'll go and have a look anyway. So I'll just load my game here. Notably, the entire game, like its interface, its loading times, everything, is surprisingly laggy and just slow. Like, seriously, loading your game like this is going to take a solid 30 seconds or so. So, sit back, relax, and hope the game didn't crash. Yep, there it goes. So yeah, it takes a pretty solid block of time to load the game. Thankfully, once you're actually in the game, there isn't any more loading times, but yeah, it can still be a bit slow. Little unfortunate, but there you go. It's also worth noting that this game is played almost entirely via the touchscreen. You can use like the analog sticks to move the camera around and all that, but seriously, you'll be playing the majority of the game via the touchscreen, which is an interesting choice, but it makes sense when you think about it. We'll get into that, you know, when the game decides it wants to load. Anytime now. Here we go. So, if I just pause the game real quick, we can go have a little bit of a look around first. So, this is the world as it exists right now. I haven't played very far in, so I'm not able to show you the entirety of the world map, but here's the thing. We have a couple of exploration ships going out, and they are currently looking around the world. So, you can see these little white lines here are the routes that I have plotted for my ships. And we have someone talking to us. This is supposed to be a famous historical figure, I think, but for the life of me, I don't know his name. And as you can see, here comes the problem. Absolute ton of Japanese text. Just huge amounts of it. And it really gets in the way. But let's talk about the rest of the game as it is first off. So, we can go have a look around, and we've got things like towns going on here, and if we tap the towns, we can actually see what resources they have in stock. So we've got what appears to be some kind of wine and barrels, which is interesting. And over in this other town here, we have both more wine and grapes. And the idea with the different towns is that you are capable of making trade routes between them. Like if we hit the main menu here, this option here, the second from the left, is the trade routes option. And if you make a trade route between two peoples that makes a specific resource, like for example, grapes and barrels turn grapes into wine, then you will get to be able to transfer that product as well, and you will also make a ton of money off it. Your money's down the bottom right there. And you use this money to fund your explorations. Well, how do your explorations work? Well, if I tap this first button here in the main menu, I can see what my explorations look like. I've got this guy here who's got he's got 4 ships, and they're all very good, like, long-distance carriers, so he can do really long explorations. And I've also got this guy here who's got 2 ships. One's a very fast ship, one's a normal ship. And they can carry along, they can do, like, roughly an average. Like, it does a lot less than this guy's party over here, but there you go. And you can send them out to explore the fog. You can send them to explore something that's already revealed on the map. You can send them to a particular spot. That treasure chest there will let you swap items in and out to help with like combat and stuff like that. You can repair them and you can, well, I was going to say disassemble, but it's 1469. That wouldn't make any bloody sense. And you can jump to where they are right now, but at the same time, that's Miguel, by the way. Miguel just shows up a lot. His art style doesn't match any of the other characters, and he's your helper. He's designed to help you out with that. So, yeah, you can jump to their position, but considering they're in the fog right now, they're not going to be able to report back to me for a little while. There is more to find around the map as well. Like, for example, there's this rumor bubble here. And you can see that it's also in Japanese. And an absolute ton of text in this game is in Japanese. So you'll need to be pulling out the translator every few seconds. Thankfully, the way they've done the speech bubbles and stuff like this in this game makes everything really easy to translate without even inverting the colors or anything. But still, it's annoying. So there are rumors, and you can say yes or no to the rumors, and they will do different things depending on whether or not you say yes or no to them. And it can actually change the way the world turns out. You can also find like cities and other things by zooming in really close here on land that you've discovered. I'm hoping that I can find a treasure chest somewhere around here so I can demonstrate how they work, but I may not be so lucky. I've already done a pretty thorough sweep of this area. But yeah, as you can see, there's a big world, and you can build things like trade routes between any city that you find, but trade routes actually do, like, your goods will deteriorate in value as they go across, so you do need to set up some really good trade routes going through the game here. And you do also need to look for things like treasure chests and artifacts and landmarks and stuff like that. And artifacts and stuff will also earn you bonus money. You'll get to go to new towns. It may even unlock new mechanics, like you might unlock a dowsing machine, for example. There's also this building here, which apparently has an event on it, but you need to send a specific guy to it right now, and both my guys are out on expeditions, so I won't be able to test that for a while. So the game's currently playing in the slowest speed possible, so I have time to check out the rest of the stuff. You do have quests in this menu here, the third from the left, which will activate at particular times, and they require you to do specific things. Like, I don't exactly know what the quest for this is right now, but basically, there's the name of the quest, there's the summary of the quest below that. I'm just trying to get my phone to translate before I run out of things to say. And down in the bottom right there, you can see like a chat log for what the dialogue was that activated this side quest, which might be useful. There's also things like location names and stuff like that, and considering that you'll have to translate the location names with their real-world equivalents, might be a bit of a pain in the ass. Okay, so this quest is identify the position of the sinking ship centered on a range of rumors. So I may have to go around and look at rumors to figure out where the sinking ship is. And that's interesting too, because they don't just make you do things like go and get said good or go and get go to a specific area. They do want to send you to a specific area. Like, one of my quests right now is to get to Southern Africa in 30 years, which is an interesting long-term goal. It's just, you know, remembering the names of all these things in the bloody Japanese language is going to be a goddamn nightmare. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to take care of in this. The fourth across is your current world map, and I'm going to flash up a couple of the promo images they made of the game so that you can see what the world map eventually looks like, because there is another mechanic that comes into this, and I will show you it very shortly, because I will need to. But as you can see here, this is a statistics screen. As I said, I've only been playing for about an hour and a half. It's more like 2 hours, but I had to reload my save game because I failed at translating one really important line, and I couldn't figure out what I was meant to do. So I had to reload and lose like 20 minutes of progress to figure out what I was meant to do. It was part of the tutorial as well, which is even sillier. You can come here to see your finds and all that, your relics, your music. You can actually find music inside treasure chests that you find, and you can change your music in the options menu. And there's a bunch of other things you can go and do as well. Like, you can do combat between ships, and obviously if you've got good items, you can, if you've got good items, you can turn them into advantages for you. You can find advantages for your fleets that are going out there, and yes, you can fight monsters as well as things like pirates, which is nice. Over on the far right here is the settings menu, and this is where you come to save and load. There's no auto-saving in this game. So the controls are fairly simple. You can use the things like the compass there to reset the direction of the camera. So if I've got the camera facing like, if I just zoom in a bit further than that, and I can turn the camera like this, for example, and you can reset it to the front. You can also tap the fairy up in the top right here. Yes, that is a fairy apparently. And use that to set flags, which you can just, you know, remind yourself to come back to later. So I can just put the A flag there, and if I go to the world map via the fourth one across there, like I showed you a couple of minutes ago, you can zoom straight to that flag if you want to, which is nice. So the main control that we wanted to be focusing on right now is the face up in the top left. If you tap that, it will speed up time. And speeding up time has allowed our second voyage to come back, and we'll be able to see what a report from the new world looks like. Well, it's not the new world, is it? It's more like just the world unexplored. But here's how this works. We sent this guy out on an expedition. We gave him a route, and he gets to go on through. And as you can see, they're also pretty chatty, even when they don't see anything, which is kind of annoying, honestly. But yeah. They go through, they remove the fog of war. And unfortunately, I think that's where our expedition ended. So here you can actually choose whether or not you want to believe their report. And the thing about this is, what changes? Oh dear, I appear to have found a squid monster. Here Cthulhu waits dreaming. Good lord. So yeah, you can find all sorts of crazy shit. Like you can find squid monsters, you can find ancient civilizations, you can find pirates, you can find stuff like that. And the thing is, every time that you go out, it actually changes the result. So you can change the result of the that was a button to go to that spot. That's the one I want to do. That's the one. Is that the one that lets you go to yes, right. I can send him to go and have a look at was it, yeah, here. I want to send him here. So here, please. Can you go there? Maybe if I zoom in further, it'll give me a... No, maybe I have to give him... Is it this one? Yes, okay. So, we will send him to that. He'll take time to get there, and we'll see if there's anything there that's worth doing. Or at least I thought that's how that worked. Yeah, this whole interface is a little strange. It's a... Yeah, let's go to that point. But how do I actually get him to go to that point now? I don't bloody know. It's a little bit annoying of an interface to deal with, I gotta say. So yeah, that's how that works. And we can send him out for another... Whoops. Oh, hang on. Before the other guy comes back, quick, let's get that other guy going out on another expedition, and we'll demonstrate how that works. So, where is he? He's right there. So, we have 1,000 units that we can send him out on, and 1,000 units reaches out to a somewhat like here. We can send him pretty far out this time, and well, that would actually bring us directly in contact with the new world, more or less. So, okay, apparently it won't let us go much further than that. We might run across that squid monster again, so I might as well send him out in that direction. And of course, you do have to pay people when the months come along as well. And you do have to, keep your money above zero via finding discoveries and stuff like that. So, you know, you've got to keep your money in the... I do not know the word for that. But yeah, you've got to keep your money above zero, otherwise the game will end. That's unfortunate. They even have this, like, sad face of Miguel, the short midget guy. I really don't know why they make him different than everybody else in the game, but... Yeah, they have his face in a sad thing in the manual, and it's quite disappointing, really. I'd hate to see it. Thankfully, I'm not going to, because I don't plan to play this for much longer because of the overwhelming amount of Japanese, but... It's a shame, because it's a really neat idea. I really like the concept of being able to explore the new world with all the mystical crap that all of the, oh. Right, I guess I can't go further than that for some reason. I do not believe what you had to say about this route. Right, okay, that was a little bit disappointing, but there you go. Bit of a waste of money, too. We won't send him out on that exploration again, but you are given the option to do that. Hey, look, treasure chests. So I can open these up now. So if I open this treasure chest, I get a mask and I get 10,000 gold for it. And these are all like, these are all, what's the word I'm looking for? Like actual ancient artifacts. Like the first two things you find are the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx. So, well, obviously a music tablet isn't something that you, that you find normally, but yeah. It's just, I really do like the concept. It's just a neat idea of going to a place and going to a place. That's the best explanation for anything ever. It just, exploring the new world with all of the new stuff that comes with it is such a neat idea, and I really do like it. It's just, the game has so much Japanese in it that you find yourself having to translate every second screen. Because seriously, there's an absolute ton of text in this game. If this game came out in English, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Like, having just played this version of the game here, I would buy the full version of this instantly. If I hold triangle, this will speed up. I should probably do that. Don't appear to have found much of any particular use, unfortunately. But yeah, if I say that's what we found, it sticks like that. So you can literally find that, say, the entire oceanic region is just like a circle of islands around a giant ocean if you want. That's certainly something else. Like, yeah, I appear to have not gone close enough to Africa, unfortunately, but let's send him out on another expedition, see if we can find something else. Expedition, please. Alright, yep. You go out like that. And we'll get the other guy to go out on another expedition down south as well. Except doesn't appear that he can right now. Why, what's going on? Oh no, he's going out on his expedition, so yeah. So yeah, you go around, you find all the ancient artifacts, you find pirates. Yep, you find pirates, apparently. And you get into fights with them. You find all your different artifacts, like, yep, that's the Sphinx down there. And you explore the new world and just see how it comes up. It's a lot like playing games like Sim Earth. I think Sim Earth was the name of it, where you just throw a bunch of variables at things and see what sticks. And it kind of reminds me of that combined with, a typical kind of like strategy game, for example. Like a 4X game, except it's single player. It's a really neat idea. And I really do like it. It's just, considering that I'm gonna have to translate like every second line in order to really have fun with it, especially when the rumors start being yes/no rumors, where you have to, oh look, coffee beans. And this is a town here, and I get money for discovering the town. And again, I can set up trade routes if I want. I've got plenty of trade routes that I can set up. So I'll demonstrate setting up a trade route just for the purpose of it. So yeah, if I tap that, I can tap where I want goods to come from, where I want goods to go to. So if I tap that, it'll let me do coffee beans. And if I find something else that's half decent to trade with the coffee beans, maybe I'll get some special item out of it, and I'll get another route that I can make. That'll do me lots of money. And I can set a ship as well, and if I come and have a look here... Really should have shown this off earlier, but yeah, you get different kinds of ships, and you can unlock them as time goes on. You'll get blueprints from discovering them in the world, and maybe when you, like, level up and stuff like that. There's nothing really to level up, but, well, it's just... The whole game is just really neat, and I wish I could understand it. I really do. It's just a really good idea that I would love to see in English. Like, put this up on the US PlayStation Store for, like, $29.99 or something like that. I would be on it on a heartbeat. Seriously, I would buy that shit straight up. I wonder why that didn't work. Maybe the trade route's too long. It would, yeah, the trade route's probably too long, unfortunately. Can't really tell just by looking at it, can ya? Like, there's no big, obvious, like, red things going on. So, let me see if I can set up a trade route that's closer to home. What do we got? Well, I can trade wine in the arts. How does that sound? You can set up pretty much an infinite amount of trade routes, so it's pretty easy to just set up trade routes and experiment and see what works and gets you the most money, which is nice. But at the same time, again, it's all in Japanese. I would much prefer to just have it all in English and have the game be that much easier to play. And seriously, like, I really like the concept. If you can read Japanese, this is probably something worth picking up if you enjoy the concept. That's a floating rumor, by the way. They do tend to float around the place. I'll just leave the time on fast forward and see if my other expeditions have any more luck. I know that guy came back and basically found nothing because he probably ran across those pirates. Where's my other guy right now? No, he's still sitting there. Shit. Okay, I don't really know where I can explore right now. I guess I just have to keep going down to the south of Africa. Yeah, 1330, so... Oh, he can't really go that much further, can he? Towns have different happiness levels too, so different commanders will be happy with different things. Like, that's why this guy here is in this town and I can't, like, move this guy down because he's, what happened? They stopped and turned around and immediately... No, they ran across pirates, apparently. Oh, maybe we'll get to see how the combat works. Nope, they just turned and ran for it. Alright. That sucks. And we apparently got another side quest too, which is neat. There's a fair few side quests. Let me see if I can get the second guy's fleet more capable of doing longer trips. Might be able to. Alright. You can, like, fill a fleet with, like, 4 ships of the same type. I'm not entirely sure why you would do that, except for just shits and giggles like I did for the other guy, but you can do that if you like. Yeah, him too, why not? Stats are all on the left. I'm not entirely sure what they all are, because I haven't actually even tried to translate. I probably should have set that guy to go on a excursion. Let's send him out to explore. 1147. How far down the coast will that get him? He'll get pretty far. I'm guessing there's a point where I can't move past, so we'll send him out on that excursion. We'll wait for him to go there and report back, and we'll see what he has to say. It is a fairly nice looking game too. I mean, it's very simplistic, but it's got a nice sense of style about it. Oh no, really? Don't tell me you got stopped by pirates. Just hold triangle and let him go, and... Yep, he ran into the pirates again. For God's sake. There is probably a way to deal with these pirates I'm skipping over, but... Oh, are we actually doing combat? Seriously, look at all this text. Like, imagine having to translate all of this bloody text. It's kind of infuriating. There's no, like, chat log either. Like, you can't press select and just see the last 100 lines that got put on the screen, so... Yep, that's where my journey ended. I can choose not to believe him, though, and immediately go back out on the same expedition and hope it ends up differently. There's probably a way to fight those ships. Like, one of the ships I have is probably a combat ship or something close. So, I have no idea what they're talking about. Seriously, that was a surprisingly long thing. But, yeah, just Neo Atlas is a really cool idea. And I do like, you know, sending out the ships to explore the new world and doing all the trade routes, getting them all set up, getting all your explorers set properly, and having the world actively change underneath you depending on whether or not you believe what your guys actually say is a really neat concept. It's just there's so much Japanese in it that there's so much Japanese in it that I legitimately just, I can't play it for very long because I get bored translating every line of it. Hey, rumor bubbles. Yeah, you can see my trade routes are constantly making me gold, which is nice. But unfortunately, considering how much money I have to pay these guys, it's not really going to last very long if I don't find my way down to the southern tip of Africa. If the southern tip of Africa is still the southern tip of Africa and it's not just, like, not there anymore. Alright, so, away we go. What did he find? He found new coast. Anything interesting in here? It, looks like a peninsula. I'll believe what he has to say. But yeah, remember, if I don't believe what he has to say, that result can completely change. And we have new potential trade routes. We have... Antonio Gomez has apparently leveled up. That's interesting. That is probably a real historical figure. I should have Googled it before I played this, but there you go. What do we got here? We've got 100,000 gold. I don't know what that is, but it probably translates to something interesting. Oh, it's a ship blueprint. All right, so I can actually pick the next ship that I get. So yeah, I'll take that ship, thank you. So yeah, that was a quick look at Neo Atlas 1469. It's... yeah, I really do like it. It's just, I really do wish that it wasn't all in Japanese. Like, seriously, if someone wants to pick this one up and localize it, I will play it in a goddamn heartbeat. Like, please, for the love of God, like, who published this? Just ArtDink. Okay, yeah, ArtDink. Can you get this published here somewhere? Somehow, like, Spike Chunsoft, port this to PC and bring over the Vita version too. Just, I don't know, bloody, Access, somebody, just, seriously. I really want to play this in English. It's so cool. Legitimately a really cool idea. It's just so much Japanese. And I'm going to stop complaining about that now. And yes, there is another cutscene. These come up like crazy. They've done such a cool thing with it. It just, my first hour and a half of this game has just been nothing but pleasant. So, other than the obvious Japanese bashing. So, there you go. I'm going to save my game. Apparently I just got the ability to have, I think that's another explorer, maybe? You do get these abilities like crazy early on, because it's still in the tutorial phase. Yeah, I got another explorer. Okay. That works. And yep, that's a side quest. Apparently we both picked up and did a side quest in this video without even realizing, but alright. And I'm trying to skip all the text. Seriously, this is ridiculous. And we're fading to black, which means there's more text going on. This is retarded. You can see why I want to play this game in English. It's just there's so much text to go through. I imagine it's someone really capable of doing, like, writing that they would write, like, 500 years ago in a way that's digestible by regular people of the modern day would make this a really interesting game. Now, can I just slow down time so I can actually get into the main menu and save my game before I start talking again? If they never release this here in the United States, I would be very disappointed. But if they do, I'll pick it up in a heartbeat, and hopefully I'll be able to give you a more thorough opinion on it when I know what the bloody hell I'm doing. But yeah, Neo Atlas 1469, really cool idea. And if you're willing to get through the Japanese barrier by translating every line of text that comes on the screen, you'll probably be able to play it just fine. But yeah, for me personally, that barrier is a little bit of a killer, and, well, I would absolutely love for this to get released in the West, so I'd have the opportunity to play it in my native language. So, there you go. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.